This one into right center field, hit a ton. This baby is way back on here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel, and today another big free agent off the books. It's nuts. We're still in 2019 and everybody's signing all the big names, all the big pitchers, and this time it's Hyun-Jin Ryu who is signing with the Toronto Blue Jays. 4 years, $80 million. Massive deal for him. Big contract. He's going to Canada. And the Los Angeles Dodgers missed out on this guy who obviously, longtime Dodger. I assume they wanted to bring him back. They were going for all these big free agent names. They wanted Rendon. They wanted Garrett Cole. And they wanted Steven Strasburg. And they really haven't landed any of them, really. So that's sad for the Dodgers. Obviously, if you're a fan of another team in the NL, especially the NL West, like I am of the Giants, well, this is actually not the worst news that you can have, that Ryu is going to be out of the NL West. He is heading over to Toronto. And as far as the Dodgers, they're still looking pretty good. I mean, this rotation, I don't know. I mean, Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, Kenta Maeda, Julio Urias. Then you got these guys like Ross Stripling, Dustin May is a legit arm. So, I mean, they're fine as far as their rotation. They just wanted to sign a big name to kind of, really cement that team, and they can try to make that push to a World Series championship that they have been lacking. They've been making the playoffs every year, but they want that World Championship. Can't blame them for that. But as a Giants fan, obviously, I don't really want the Dodgers to win a world title, but they certainly have a team to do so, and they wanted to really cement that. But Ryu is not going to be part of that. He is going to Toronto to join a team that has been trying to improve. They picked up Tanner Roark. They picked up Chase Anderson to bolster that rotation. They even signed Japanese pitcher Shun Yamaguchi, who will likely be in their rotation in 2020, but he's 32 years old, coming off of a 6th season in Japan, 16-4, 2.78 ERA, 194 strikeouts, and 184 innings. This guy was good in Japan, playing for my favorite Japanese team. Who else? The Yomiuri Giants. But what about Ryu? This guy is an all-star, coming off of a 2019 where he was 14-5, 2.32 ERA. This is a guy who pitched 182 innings and gave up only 160 hits, struck out 163. He is legit. And the year before that, in 2018, his ERA was 1.97. Remember, he missed a couple years with some major surgery. Obviously, he has bounced back, and he is at the top of his game. And the Blue Jays only can hope that he continues to pitch at that level or somewhere close to it. And they don't want him to be another case of like R.A. Dickey, remember, who was like a Cy Young Award winner with the Mets. He was just sick. So the Blue Jays gave him this big contract. He goes over there and says, "What is this? What is this? Pitch like you did when you were with the Mets." But he really didn't, and he never was the same. Don't know what happened there, but the Blue Jays are hoping that they don't fall under that situation again. They want this guy to come over and continue to pitch well like he did with the Dodgers, and hopefully he does, because the Blue Jays are going to need that help. We're going to go over this team. This is a team that looks good. They got a ton of young talent. They got a lot of power. They got good pitching. They got a good closer. They got some good bullpen arms. But they also are in the division with the Yankees, and the Yankees are sick, and the Yankees are stacked, and the Yankees are probably going to win the division, even though, yes, it's baseball. And one thing I love about baseball is no matter how good your team is, no matter how stacked you are, it's never really a guarantee that you're going to win the division. But in this case, it's pretty much a guarantee they're going to win the division. It's not really a guarantee. It is baseball. Anything can happen, but the Yankees look really, really, really good. So they're definitely going to be the favorite to win the division over there. Blue Jays are trying to compete with them, and if they can't compete with them, maybe they can make a push for a wild card. That's what they are hoping. They've also added Tanner Roark and Chase Anderson, so a couple of solid arms there. But let's take a look at the rest of their team. Over in left, Vladmir Guerrero Jr. This guy knocked out 20 home runs and only 314 at-bats. You got to assume over a full season, he should top 30. He hit 277 with a 327 on base, so that is a solid player there. Over in center, Teoscar Hernandez came over from the Astros in the Francisco Liriano trade. This is a guy who popped out 26 home runs, but he hit only 230. He strikes out a lot. He's going to bring you some power. His defense is questionable at best, so you got to So you got to decide if 25, 26 plus home runs is going to be worth it to you for a guy who strikes out, doesn't get on base a lot, and doesn't have the greatest defense. Over in right field, Randall Grichuk, who hit a career-high 30 home runs. Powerful outfield there. I mean, we got 30 home run hitters all across the outfield. They could easily hit 70, 80, 90 plus home runs out in that outfield. But Grichuk also low batting average, 232, high strikeouts, 163, and that is not really good. But the infield is where they really hope to shine, and it starts with Vlad Jr., a hopeful superstar for Toronto. He had a nice rookie year, but based on the hype, it was a bit disappointing, and he's hoping, and the Blue Jays are hoping that he really shines in 2020. He's only 20 years old. So, I mean, he hit 270 with 15 home runs. It's not bad for a 20-year-old rookie, but obviously they're hoping for much better than that and much more than that in the future. There were some questions about his physical condition, but to me, the guy has extreme talent. He's going to get his opportunity, and hopefully he unleashes his talent next year. And what's up with this infield? We got Vlad Guerrero, Bichette, Biggio. What freaking year is this? If you're like me and you think of like Craig Biggio, Vlad Guerrero, Dante Bichette, it wasn't that long ago those guys were playing, right? It was just a couple years back. No, it's been a long time. That's not good. Bo Bichette is Dante's son. This is another big prospect. He hit 311 in his first year, 11 bombs in only 196 at-bats. He gets on base, doesn't strike out a ton, and they need guys who don't strike out a ton because they got guys who strike out a ton. But this is a big part of the Jays' future here, and he seems to be big league ready. Over at second, Kevin Biggio, another familiar name, Craig Biggio's kid. This guy hits over 300 in AAA, but he struggled in the big leagues. He'll get another shot. He's got, average to good defense, good contact hitter. Hopefully he has a nice 2020 for the Jays. Don't know yet if he's going to be a starter, a role player, or where he fits in, but right now they got him on the chart as the starter at second. And over at first, Rowdy Tellez. This guy's got power, 21 bombs and 370 at-bats, but again, low average, 227, 116 strikeouts to 29 walks. The Jays have too many of this type of player. Tellez, Hernandez, Grichuk. They strike out a ton. They hit 20-plus home runs, but they don't get on base enough, and they strike out too dang much. You don't need a bunch of guys who are going to strike out 30 to 40% of the time that they pick up a bat. Not saying these guys don't have a spot in the major leagues. They do, because they have power, and hopefully they can improve their batting average and improve their ability to get on base and lower that strikeout number. But most guys who are like this don't typically just change overnight. They usually strike out a lot. It's just the way it is. We've seen these types. I call them the Rob Deere type. Strikeout or home run, and mostly a strikeout. Danny Jansen behind the plate, up-and-comer. He hit 207 in the bigs, so not very good, but they're going to give him another opportunity. And again, he does pretty well in the minors, but you got to translate it to the big leagues if you want to stick around. So looks like the Jays think that they have just enough offense to score runs in most games, and if they really bolster that rotation and get some pitchers in there who can go bam, 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe your fifth guys just get through that game, and then bam, Ryu again. That's their plan, so that they can score more runs than the other team. That's their thing. If they can score 4, 5, 6 runs and then give up 3 or 4, they're going to win a lot of games. So that's what the Jays, it looks like they're going for, with raw power out there, a lot of good hitters, a lot of good young hitters. Not a ton of big star talent. They hope Vlad Jr. becomes that, but I don't know. I don't know if this is a team that can compete with the Yankees, but it is a team that's interesting, and they might be able to compete for a wild card, especially when you got Ken Giles ready to come in and shut it down. This dude had a 1.87 ERA in 2019, but struck out a ridiculous 83 guys in 53 innings. That is a legit closer. And they got a few good arms in the bullpen, Elvis Luciano, and also a guy I noticed is Wilmer Font. Wilmer Font, a former Dodger. This guy is filthy. He can pitch, and he can start too. He can be a fifth guy in the rotation or a spot starter if they need him, and he's also a nice bullpen arm. So Wilmer Font, look out for him. That guy can pitch. All in all, this looks like a good team. Good team. Thank you so much for joining me right here on the Humm Baby Baseball channel. We're talking baseball all off season long, getting ready for 2020. Thank you so much, everybody, for hitting that subscribe button, for watching my videos, for giving these videos a thumbs up, because the channel is growing so fast. I can't even believe it. It's unbelievable. But let's just keep it going. Let's see how big we can make Humm Baby Baseball. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Do it now. See ya!
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are